She told me that the Domain Expeditionary Force first entered into the Milky Way galaxy very recently, only about 10,000 years ago. Their first action was to conquer the home planets of the old empire. This is not the official name, but a nickname given to the conquered civilization by the Domain forces, that served as the seat of central government for this galaxy, and other adjoining regions of space. These planets are located in the star systems in the tail of the Big Dipper constellation. She did not mention which stars, exactly. About 1,500 years later the Domain began the installation bases for their own forces along the path of invasion which leads toward the center of this galaxy and beyond. About 8,200 years ago the Domain forces set up a base on Earth in the Himalayan mountains near the border of modern Pakistan and Afghanistan. This was a base for a battalion of the Domain Expeditionary Force, which included about 3,000 members. They set up a base under or inside the top of a mountain. The mountain top was drilled into and made hollow to create an area large enough to house the ships and personnel of that force. An electronic illusion of the mountain top was then created to hide the base by projecting a false image from inside the mountain against a force screen. The ships could then enter and exit through the force screen, yet remain unseen by Homo sapiens. Shortly after they settled there, the base was surprised by an attack from a remnant of the military forces of the old empire. Unbeknownst to the Domain, a hidden, underground base on Mars, operated by the old empire, had existed for a very long time. The Domain base was wiped out by a military attack from the Mars base and the immortal spiritual beings of the Domain Expeditionary Force were captured. The captured beings from the Domain forces were handled in the same fashion as all other immortal spiritual beings who have been sent to Earth. They were each given amnesia, had their memories replaced with false pictures and hypnotic commands and sent to Earth to inhabit biological bodies. They are still a part of the human population today.
What we may see through the prism of Westbanner papers along with other sources, while reading these passages from the alien interview. The Domain Expeditionary Force is the alien invader force. The old empire is the Orion Empire. The invasion of the Domain into the Milky Way galaxy happened just 10,000 years ago. The home planets of the old empire were located in the tail of the Big Dipper constellation. The invasion on Earth happened just 8,200 years ago. They have grounded in the Himalayan region, which is commonly known today for its great teachers. At the same time, it is interesting, how could the Domain's members be captured and forced into the ordinary reincarnation cycle? And as it is written on the page 102.
Although we have discovered the location of many of the ISBs in the Lost Battalion, the Domain has been unable to restore their memory and return them to active duty as yet. End of quote.
Are they really that helpless? One of the Domain's officers was surely Lucifer, as it follows in the next passage.
When the Domain force brought the Vedic hymns to the Himalayas region 8,200 years ago, some human societies already existed. The Aryan people invaded and conquered India, bringing the Vedic hymns to the area. The Vedas were learned by them, memorized and carried forward verbally for 7,000 years before being committed to written form. During that span of time one of the officers of the Domain Expeditionary Force was incarnated on Earth as Vishnu. He is described many times in the Rig Veda. He is still considered to be a god by the Hindus. Vishnu fought in the religious wars against the old empire forces. He is a very able and aggressive immortal spiritual being as well as a highly effective officer, who has since been reassigned to other duties in the Domain. End of quote.
As we know from the Westbanner papers, Vedic hymns were created by the alien invader force. Vishnu is definitely Enki, also known as Lucifer. And he has fought Agon's old empire, which is Orion Empire on Earth as it is described in the Vedic hymns. What bothers also, is the afterlife trap created by the Orion Empire, which even Domain officers could not avoid. How it is possible that so advanced beings have been caught into the standard amnesia procedure,